Welcome back to EarthRawGift. Have you ever held a simple piece of paper in your hands and wondered, where did it come from? That single sheet you use to jot down ideas, write letters, or turn the pages of your favorite book has a story that stretches back thousands of years. A story written by nature, shaped by human ingenuity, and carried through time as a vessel for our knowledge, our art, and our dreams. Today, let's uncover the fascinating journey of paper, from humble bamboo and wooden trees through a remarkable process of grinding, pressing, and drying, to the sheets that have preserved the wisdom of civilizations. Imagine a world before paper, where writing itself was a rare and precious act. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors turned to whatever materials they could find. In ancient Mesopotamia, they etched symbols into clay tablets, each message baked hard by the sun. In Egypt, papyrus reeds from the Nile were sliced and pressed into scrolls, while in Europe, parchment was fashioned from stretched animal skins. Silk, too, served as a medium in early China, but it was costly and rare, reserved for the most important texts. Then, around the 2nd century BC, a quiet revolution began in China. Somewhere near the banks of a meandering river, a craftsman gathered together scraps of bamboo, the bark of mulberry trees, and worn-out rags. Through patience, experimentation, and a deep understanding of nature, these humble materials were transformed into something new: paper. This breakthrough, attributed to the court official Kai Lun, would change the world forever. The secret to paper's magic lies in its ingredients. Bamboo, with its strong and flexible fibers, offers resilience and structure. Softwood trees, plentiful and easy to shape, provide the bulk and flexibility needed for smooth writing surfaces. Let's follow the journey from forest to finished sheet. It all begins in the groves and forests, where farmers and harvesters carefully select mature bamboo and softwood trees. The bamboo is chosen for its strength. It grows tall and straight, its fibers tough and enduring. Trees are picked for their abundance and the way their wood fibers blend seamlessly with bamboo. Harvesting is a delicate balance, taking only what is needed and ensuring that new growth will flourish in the seasons to come. Once harvested, the bamboo stalks and wood logs are chopped into small pieces. This is the first step in unlocking the fibers hidden within, fibers that will soon be woven into the fabric of paper. The chopped material is gathered and transferred to large vats, where the true alchemy begins. In these vats, water is added, soaking the bamboo and wood chips until they're thoroughly saturated. Sometimes, natural ash or lime is introduced. These substances help to break down the tough cellular walls, softening the fibers and preparing them for transformation. The soaking process is slow and patient, lasting from several hours to several days. During this time, the water seeps deep into the plant material, loosening bonds and turning rigid stalks into pliable pulp. With the fibers softened, it's time for the next step: pulping. In traditional papermaking, artisans would use large wooden hammers, rhythmically pounding the wet material into a dense, fibrous paste. The pounding serves a double purpose. It breaks up the material even further and helps to separate the fibers, allowing them to intertwine more easily. In today's paper mills, this process has been industrialized. Massive machines, equipped with rotating blades and powerful motors, grind and crush the softened chips with incredible speed and consistency. Regardless of the tools, the goal remains the same: to create a smooth, even pulp, a creamy mixture of fibers suspended in water. Now comes the heart of the papermaking process: forming the sheets. The pulp is diluted with more water, creating a slurry that looks almost like a thin soup. A fine mesh screen, often made of bamboo or metal, is dipped into the vat and gently rocked back and forth. As the screen is lifted, water drains away, leaving behind a thin, even layer of tangled fibers. This delicate mat, still wet and fragile, is the earliest form of paper. Carefully, the artisan lifts the sheet from the screen and stacks it with others, each separated by a layer of cloth or felt. The stack grows, sheet by sheet, until it's ready for pressing. The pressing stage is crucial. Heavy weights or a mechanical press squeeze out excess water, compacting the fibers and giving the paper its strength. In the sunlit courtyards of ancient villages, sheets might be laid out on smooth stones to dry under the open sky. In wetter climates, or during the rainy season, they might be hung indoors, air circulating gently to carry away the last traces of moisture. As the sheets dry, something magical happens. The fibers, once separate and loose, lock together, forming a strong, flexible surface. The paper is now ready, but the journey isn't quite over. For truly fine paper, artisans would polish the dried sheets with smooth stones, rubbing gently to create a surface as smooth as silk. Some sheets would be cut and bound into scrolls or books. Others would be folded and trimmed for writing letters, painting calligraphy, or recording official decrees. Through each of these steps, a simple stalk of bamboo or a felled tree is transformed, by water, pressure, and human hands, into something entirely new. But the story of paper doesn't end in China. News of this miraculous material spread along ancient trade routes, carried by merchants and scholars. In the 8th century, papermaking reached the Islamic world, where it flourished in the great libraries and universities of Baghdad, Damascus, and Cairo. Techniques evolved and improved. Linen rags and cotton replaced bamboo in some regions, and water-powered mills multiplied production. By the Middle Ages, paper had arrived in Europe, just as the demand for books and written records was exploding. Gutenberg's printing press, invented in the 15th century, would not have been possible without a steady supply of affordable, durable paper. Suddenly, ideas could be multiplied, shared, and preserved on a scale never before imagined. The Renaissance, the Scientific Revolution, and the Enlightenment all owe a debt to the humble sheets that carried their words through time. Today, the process of making paper has become a marvel of modern engineering. Forests are managed sustainably, with new trees planted for everyone harvested. Giant machines process thousands of tons of wood chips daily, transforming them into rolls of paper that stretch for miles. But at its core, the journey remains much the same: harvesting, soaking, pulping, forming, pressing, and drying. The uses of paper are nearly endless. It is the canvas for artists, the page for writers, the blueprint for architects. It wraps our gifts, carries our news, and captures our memories. It's even been engineered to resist water, shine with color, or protect the most delicate of treasures. Yet, for all its versatility, paper remains rooted in its origins, a bridge between nature and human creativity. When you hold a sheet of paper, you are touching the work of countless hands and centuries of innovation. You are holding the strength of bamboo and the wisdom of trees, shaped by the patient labor of farmers and craftsmen. You are holding a piece of history, a tool that has carried the thoughts of philosophers, the discoveries of scientists, and the dreams of poets. Next time you reach for a notebook, write a letter, or turn the page of a beloved book, take a moment to remember this journey. Think of the forests and bamboo groves, the rivers that soaked the fibers, the hands that pressed and polished each sheet. Think of the endless chain of creation and communication, a chain that connects you to every writer, artist, and reader who came before. Paper is more than a simple commodity. It is a gift from the earth, refined by human imagination and skill. It is both fragile and enduring, a silent witness to the unfolding story of civilization. Thank you for joining us on this journey with EarthRawGift. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys from raw nature to human masterpieces. And remember, every time you hold a piece of paper, you are holding a little piece of the world's wisdom, crafted by nature, preserved by human hands, and waiting for your story to be written upon it.